Okay, hello guys. My name is Maxim Mazin and from Utrecht. And as Etiquette is our primary priority in Utrecht, I'm going to talk a little bit. You may know me because of rules violation reaction in Slack. And after this talk, you will have an idea what are the rules. So why do we like and why do we use Slack? Because everybody is there. Before we had Slack, the only reliable channel everybody has in the company was email. It is too slow. When it was about instant messaging, it was unclear what exact client does your respondent has. Like, is it Hangouts? Is it Skype? Is it something else? And the bad thing is that new instant messages go on appearing in market. And they do it for a reason, because there is lots of things to improve. Like Telegram is super fast, and for kids there is Snapchat, but all JetBrainers are in Slack, and that's why it is good. So if you need to talk to somebody, you can write in Slack. Another thing why do we like Slack is their smart enough notifications model. They actually are trying to solve three contradictive problems. First of all, it is instant messenger, and it means that they want to deliver messages instantly. Another thing, it is a collaboration tool, and so you can share your messages with others. You can ask a crowd. And the third thing that actually contradicts is that you don't want to disturb your colleagues, because when you get a notification, you need for instance, somebody asks you about something in chat. Actually, the asker expect that that the answer will be given as soon as possible. But for those who answer, it takes some time to switch context from what they're currently doing. They need to get into context of the question. They need to answer, get back. So every switch takes some time. People are different, and this switch may take different time for different people, but it always takes time. And we are supposed to respect time of our colleagues. There is a set of rules you can follow to reduce your noise you produce in Slack, and to use focus of your colleagues effectively. Last year I had more or less the same talk, and last year I said that these are not actually rules. These are more like recommendations or something like that. Forget it. These are rules. It's pretty clear. The very important thing here, if you violate these rules, you won't be fired, and it will hardly influence your job security anyway, but you will be a bad person. The first rule is the same as it was last year. Please don't say just hello. It's about greeting. Why do we do it in real life? Because why we say hi, wait for reaction, they ask something, because we don't want jump right into the problem before we get focus from that side. But chatting works much slower than talking, and when you say hello, you request focus, and while you are typing your question, it takes time from the other side to understand what the question is about. So it is like last year it is like you call somebody by phone and say hello, and just put the person other side on hold and wait for a couple of minutes. That's not polite. So it doesn't mean that you need to avoid greeting. Please keep on saying hello, hi, and so on, but just put your problem, your question, into the same phrase. I mean, sure, it's all the same, like hi, how are you doing, and other greeting words. Please put them there, but with the question. Also, this enables asynchronous communication. Like if you ask a question and say hi and ask a question, then you leave, then the person who is supposed to answer sees this. You can be somewhere else. She answers, then you get back, you see the answer. Asynchronous communication happened. That's good. Another thing, how you can reduce the amount of noise you produce, is by using reactions. reactions don't produce any notifications. And as we did it before, like somebody asks, is anybody up to beer tonight? And you just say, I am in, I cannot, unfortunately I cannot this time, yes I go, and so on, and you have a list of notifications in the thread. And information in this list is not there is not too much information, and also for every message there is a notification. So after somebody said that he joins, later you need to read all notifications about others to join. Yeah, it's like reply all in emails. Bad idea. So reactions don't produce notifications, and they allow you to express wide range of different emotions. Especially with the custom reactions, you can, as I hope you know, you can add your own reaction. It doesn't require any administrative permissions for that. You can just go and add it. And maybe it may happen that later Zhenya Toporov or Maxim Shafirov will remove it. That's fine. Also, it's even the same. It is even the same with the sample in Slack documentation. They use faces of, I guess, of their employees as reactions, and it happens that you use custom reactions as based on local mems. That's fine, but it's better not to name this this reaction like Shafirov or Mazin. It's better to put some clear description, some clear name for this reaction for new people to understand what does it mean. And for sure, it's very important to check that your reaction you add doesn't insult the owner of the face. The last thing about reactions, please don't abuse them. If you use some reaction, like you put reaction wrong channel when there is a message in general about something, it doesn't make you right. Maybe it's correct channel. If somebody put, say, wrong channel to your message, or rules violation to your message, you can ask the person who put it in thread, why did he do it? It's fine. It's better to communicate such things. Another awesome feature of Slack is ability to edit messages. So before we did what? We typed something, and we see that we see that we forgot a question mark, or like we made a typo, we made a correction, and actually I was looking for a slide with autocorrection failures. You can check the internet for the images. Unfortunately, they are not appropriate for this talk. But lots of very, very funny images on the topic, like when you type something to your daughter and suddenly it's something to intimate, and so, but you didn't mean it. Okay, you can just check internet. Anyway, editing messages is enabled not only in Slack. You can do it in Telegram, you can do it in Skype, and all you need to do for that is just press up button. You press up button and you can edit your message. No noise and no typos, and everything is clear. The next rule is about broadcasting. You know that you can send direct notification by typing name of a person, or when you are in channel, you can say at channel or at group or at here and broadcast it. So everybody in the channel will see it as direct message to themselves. In most of the cases, it's a bad idea to use broadcasting, because it disturbs people and it retrieves focus of them. So it may happen after, if you overuse it, it may happen that your respondents will start to mute Slack, and it's bad for the cases when actually you're expecting them to answer immediately. So the rule of thumb here is pretty simple. If you want people immediately to react, it's like, for instance, if you'd like people to join you for a beer tonight, and you're writing the message in the morning, please, no here, no channel, they will read it sooner or later. If you want to say that, okay, we are gathering to have a beer in 5 minutes, You may put a here or channel there. It's quite fine. There are several channels in our Slack that work like more like support channels, like hash utrack or hash IntelliJ idea or Kotlin, and people go there and ask their questions, and also team themselves communicate that. But normally they're used for support for other JetBrainers. When you ask a question in such channels, it's always better to direct a question. For instance, if you are asking something about Kotlin and you have no idea whom to ask, you can type @yol and ask a question. If he's not in charge, fine, he will redirect you. This sets up responsibility. So it is like saying like, Dima Zhemirov, I'm expecting you to answer this question. If you cannot, please pass it. It's always better, anyway, it's always better to write directly to channel and not to person, and not directly to person, because in that cases, first you have a chance that others will see your message and will be able to answer it. Second, at least if the person is not in charge, he will be able to redirect a message to the correct person. Last year, I was saying something like, unfortunately, there is no mean in Slack to deal with parallel discussion that may happen in some channel, like fail, no way. Now they introduced threads. So, I mean, for those who don't know yet the feature, you can, from any message, you can start a thread and you can communicate in sidebar. User interface and user experience here sucks. Yeah, actually, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that they will improve it sooner or later. The good thing that it's exactly what did we need for that, for the dealing with the problem. Only those who are participating in the channel are getting notified about changes in the thread. You can invite anybody to the channel just by mentioning them. And if you have some decision made in the channel, you can always share the results with the channel just by putting checkbox like share with the channel. Pretty simple. Other two slides, other two rules are about being clear. So we've got lots of foreigners, non-Russian speakers in JetBrains now, especially in Germany. Yeah, and that's why we need to speak English, at least in public channels. We don't want them to feel excluded, right? In the cases, in the cases when you are speaking privately in a private group, it still makes sense to speak English, because one day some non-Russian speaker may join your team, and it will be polite to enable the person to read what happened before. And my last slide is about using real names. It may happen that that JetBrains is your first company, and there are lots of your classmates in the same room just because you finished 239, after that university, and okay, you work in JetBrains. Everybody knows nicknames from the childhood, and but anyway, you may use your nickname. And if you are happy enough, this nickname will be the same as your last name, like for me or like Cooks. But say if your last name, if your nickname is Dan of Evil, it's better to define your real name and profile. It will enable others to find you by Command K and typing your name. It will also enable others to understand who are you. The same is about avatars. So it is nice to have your avatar correctly set up in Slack profile, but if you don't want it, you may not do it. That's basically it. Thank you. Any questions? You got 1 minute, right?
Questions, please, in Slack.